Now we'll talk about cover letters. This is part of that application process. So you have your resume. We just went over that. Your cover letter is something that accompanies your resume. So usually, if you're applying online, which is oftentimes how we do that now, you'll upload different files, and you always want to make sure that they're PDFs. So instead of Word documents. But your cover letter needs to be separate than your resume in its own PDF format. And it also needs to be one page like your resume. So the idea of a cover letter is to read as a prospective employer. I'm going to read the cover letter before I read your resume because you're going to bring attention to the things that you really want me to look at on your resume. So this is where to be specific about several things, usually 3 to 4 paragraphs. Sometimes they're more than a page, but usually we want to keep it to that page. But like you'll see in this example to your right, we have the first paragraph that is specifically pointing to the position that the prospective employee is applying to. So you want to make sure that that's in your first paragraph. I'm writing in regard to the job description for the assistant director of communications position at such and such place. And this is pretty generic. This is fine, though. This is a good example. And you do want to make sure that you're using this heading up here. And if you have Ms. or Mr. or Doctor, or if you're unsure, then that's where you could write to whom it may concern. But we're also getting away from that as good practice. So if you know specifically, do not assume also that someone is a Ms. or a Mr. Do your research and make sure that if you're calling them Ms. or Mr. and they're a doctor, that can be offensive to some people. Not all people, but to some people. So you want to, throughout your cover letter, you want to highlight the things that make you the best candidate for this position. So in this example, they start their second paragraph with, I have proven successful in direct experience. You'll see the highlighted things that are important here in all position requirements. During my time at the University of Houston, I created brochures and other marketing materials, wrote the web content that developed the narratives of the College of Liberal Arts, and provided support to senior management and all of their stakeholders. So these qualifications that you're highlighting here are perspective to the job call itself. You want to end with a little summary of like why you're applying to that job, and also any other materials that you included in the application, such as your resume, reference, contact information, etc. So you can follow this template and it will be great. This is a great cover letter. I usually end with sincerely. Some people end with respectfully. Some people end with regards as their sign off. And then your name and information. Or not your name and information, but your name and like title. If you're like, I would sign off as Elise Baker, PhD, Department of Communication Studies, West Virginia University, for example. Okay. Similarly to your resume, you can have your contact information at the top. You can have it like in center. There are a few different formats you could do this and it would be fine. So for this class, if you want to just follow the template that's in your book, that's great. Okay, moving forward, we're going to talk about the interview. I'm going to stop this video and start recording there.